Hello there, this is Cookies. I've got turn 9 of MA Asphodel. I'm going to try and catch up to my current turn today. It won't be in this episode, but it's kind of my goal for today. The current game's on maybe turn 23 or so. I just kicked off my first war, so that'll give you a little bit of an idea on timing. But let's go ahead and try to catch up to that. So we've got Haloma. And it's a lot of heavy cav. We do have some lance catchers out. Now the black centaur come in, along with the carrion. A few of the black centaur are dying, which is unfortunate. This heavy cavalry are really fighting. There we go. Whew, that was close. Alright, so we end up losing 4 black centaur there. So that's, we'll chalk that up to about 3 turns lost in expansion. So not good. In Remmeyer, we go ahead and ping. And the main thing of note here was the large number of blood mages with blood slaves. So I know it's going to be a ton of imp spam. We have this guy with Drake Fire. And this guy also has Dragon Fire. So we're going to have some nasty monsters. So best to leave that for later. In Towers of Heaven, it's just some Lion Tribe. This should go a lot better, I think. You know, some javelin catchers out in front. And trying to get these guys to rout. There we go. So I don't think we lose any there. Yeah, so this is a good expansion. And then in the Canese Plain, we've got more Lion Tribe. Unfortunately, we're not on hold and attack, so we're going to eat the javelins on our centaur. So it's a scripting error. Okay, but it doesn't cost us anything, so that's good. We get a PD dump into Asphodel, which is fantastic. We pay for it with all the taxed harvests in Towers of Heaven. And we get a barbarian lord to join us. All right, and we find Naba. We've now found Kalem. We've found Shinyama. No agreements with Naba. I do think around now we make an agreement with Kalem on borders. So I think it's just going to be this line here. I'm going to take this, and then he's going to get the rest of this. And I'm pretty okay with this. I want Nidavellir to have a border with Kalem. I don't want to get in between them, because then they might get ideas. But I do want Vath, so we're going to go ahead and take that. And we're going to give our second attempt on Midland now. So we've got a much stronger force of Black Centaur. We've got more kind of like Lance Bait. We've got more support for the Centaur. We're even bringing the Carrion Furies to bonk Knights. And because it is a large number of Knights, we're going to try and get some Carrion shots into them. And maybe we can get some converted Carrion. As you can see now, we've gotten 6 Carrion Centaurs, so getting the okay, kind of like getting, it feels like almost one party a turn out of it. It's not 100, but it feels really good before the end of expansion. So that's kind of what we're aiming for there. So with these guys, I think that's 6 times 3, so that's about 18, and then the the temple generates a little bit. And so, you wait a couple of turns, you have like a bigger party, or you can send out like 20 something every turn. It feels pretty good. And we're going to move into Midland, yeah. And Vath. And then this party is heading back. So we've finished expansion over here. We've got our borders set. So we're going to see what we can do over here. In terms of recruitment, we're getting our first Panic Apostate. We're picking up like Centaur. We've also got a fair amount of gold. Gold is really precious. It's worth saving on Asphodel. But it's also the Centaur can pay for themselves by taking new provinces. So, because we're still in expansion, so we're going to pick up a few Centaur to fluff out these parties. And then we also see Knit of Anger down here. And I think we come to an agreement here where we're going to use the mountain ranges. So I'll get this, this, and this, and then he gets these. So that'll be our border. I feel like it's a pretty natural border, and then we've got the throne up here. So we're going to try and kind of like roll up here and see where we go. All right. So that's turn 9. It's probably worth taking a moment to stop and see how we've done so far. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12. Not phenomenal expansion, but it's also not failed expansion either. In terms of units, we've got 29 Black Centaur, which wish I hadn't thrown away several parties worth, but we've still got an okay number. It's not a trivial stack for someone to try and kill if they wanted to invade us. And yeah, I think that's it for turn 9. I'll go ahead and see you in turn 10. Okay, I've got turn 10 pulled up. So let's go ahead and see what happened in Bath. So we've got some Centaur here. Got a little bit of arrow bait. Okay, I think we got through that. No, we did lose one. All right. Might have been a replay thing or I just missed it. So yeah, we keep dropping Centaur, but at least we took the province. And let's see how we do versus these knights. So we've got the lance bait out again. Yeah, so he's got the dark seed infection. Does this guy? Yeah, so we got a carrion horse there. So yeah, we're trying to up our numbers a little bit, or get some of them back. Okay. So here we lose one more Black Centaur. We don't lose any Carrion Furies, which is also important, or Carcasses. We do see Calum expand, so we make sure to scout that. And we see his Pretender. So we've got the Gnog Minog. Anyways, it's Fire 6, Death 8. You can see all the adjustments made by the mod. I really like how iFlight added this to the Pretender description. It's really helpful. But yeah, you can see how Pretenders gain Enchanted Blood, or at least the Titans do, I think. Yeah, recuperation, Farcaster, some temporary gems, so that they're always loaded with something. Starting magic paths. The new path cost got reduced, and the pretender cost got reduced. So a bunch of small buffs to Titans. So he's Fire 6, Death 8. Pretty scary. Can definitely do bone grinding later as part of a Phoenix Pyre thing. And he's got Body Ethereal. Sorry about that. And to sneeze. So he's got Body Ethereal. He's got Fear. Overall, pretty strong chassis. Chaos Power, so his stats are really good. So he's just scaring away the Indies. Then we get attacked in Ironwood Forest. Can you believe it? We get attacked by traitor vine forces. Probably led by druids that don't want to avenge the forest. So we'll have to try and find some forces to put them down, because they do overwhelm our province defense. Okay. So, we're going to need to retake this. So our prophet's going to go ahead and get over there and do that. This group's kind of heading back. And then we're going to go ahead and reach out to Mammoth Grove and expand there with this part of the party, and then go into the Barbarians with this part of the party. All right, and then this guy's going to build a lab. We're starting to get ready to summon a fort. So it'll be our first carrion fort. This guy's going to be recruited. He'll have a turn to move over, and then he can cast it. Probably, yeah, because we'll have the lab, and then we've got a new party coming out. All right. So not a whole lot crazy going here. So let's go see if we kill the rebels in turn 11. All right, so I've got turn 11 pulled up. Got a Herald from Calum. I end up accepting this. I guess he's just using it to track our nap in game. And I think we have naps now with Knit of Anger, Calum, and Shiniyama by this point. So I think we're doing okay on diplomacy for not getting completely coalitioned, unless they all collude. Kind of like how Micklin had a bunch of naps and then got pounced on in the finals. But it would take something like that. And I'm not sure if we're going to get that kind of coordination in just a regular game. All right. So let's go ahead and see how we do. We've got crossbows here. I think they killed one. Yeah, so we do end up losing one. We don't lose any furies, which is good. But we are slowly losing Black Centaur, so not great. It would be nice to get kind of like a death stack of maybe 50 by some point. So we're going to go ahead and fight the Vine Ogres. Looks like we do apply the fatigue effect to them. Oh, they're not inanimate. That's interesting. They are mindless, though. So our sleep vines actually work pretty well on them. They don't affect inanimate beings. So we kill some of the traitor druids. One gets away, but he got the message. And we don't lose any Black Centaur there, so it's a good fight. And in Gold Mountains, we go after these barbarians. Should have had these guys on just attack. I think it would have worked out. As it is, yeah, it's not quite even. Some of the barbarians are wrapping around, but most of them have routed. They just get in contact with this carrying commander and his bodyguard mannequins. Alright. So, oh yeah, and then in the actual game, must have been a replay bug, we do indeed lose that carrying commander. We also lose another Black Centaur. Yeah. But we do gain a Centaur mannequin, which is interesting because it's not mindless, so it's really kind of annoying to lead around. I don't know why it's not mindless when all the other mannequins are mindless. So I can't put it in the same squads. I don't know if that's a bug or not. But yeah, sadly we do lose a commander here. And we're still bleeding Black Centaur. So a few turns later, and we're only up to 37 Black Centaur, but we are gaining some ground. So we're coming back, we're going to build a big party, we're going to take Rimmeyer. And partially that's because this throne, assuming we take Laerian Swamps, we've got Barren Crags cut off, unless someone takes the throne with their pretender. So I'm thinking this is safe for us to leave for a little bit later. So we're going to go ahead and go after Rimmeyer. So gathering up a pretty large force, because it's going to be a lot of imps. And then we're expanding up here into Laerian Swamps. I think I've got this on attack at least, so it's a little bit better positioned. We're now up to 8 Carrion Centaur, which is 24 mannequins a turn. So combined with the temple production, I mean, that's a pretty solid little squad every turn. Probably like 30. And then, yeah, and then you wait 2 turns and you've got like a pretty sizable little raiding crew. All right. Hide and wait. Why did I do this? I should have had this guy scripted to retreat and put him on research. That's a mistake. All right, but we've got the panic coming in. And then, or maybe it's just in case, because we're Misfortune 3, and I don't want him to actually rout. I want him to stay here, because if we won such a fight, but I don't know. Like, if I'm going to put up a fort here, I should have some stuff patrolling for events. All right, and we're starting to send some harpies out to scout as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and see turn 12. All right, so I've got turn 12 pulled up. Dormant Gods are awakening. Get hit by a hurricane, 2 hurricanes, and we got some nature gems. Pretty sad, but that would be our luck right now. We are very misfortunate. Let's see. So we've got Jaguar Tribe. They don't even route the squad and they swap to throwing javelins. That was kind of weird. We end up routing them. We lose 1 Black Centaur again, because we're determined to kill off our sacreds, apparently. And then next up, we're going to go ahead and move on up to Emmerich, because this looks reasonably easy. We do see Agartha, Machaka, and Airmore now. If I look down here, I see Agartha down here. I see Agartha's cap. So we're on top of Agartha. I think around now I get a nap with Agartha. So, I mean, that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and put up our Carrion Fortress. We're going to build a temple here, and we're going to site search this. And go ahead and I think we waited for even more troops. We're going to attack this with overwhelming force, 158 troops. Because it's 90 and they might summon like 80 imps. So we probably want pretty big force. And then we're sending a new force over here. And this is to deal with the deer tribe. It is turn 12, but there's still some indies to take. And part of that is because of this double throne kind of blocking people off, and then there's this throne blocking people off a bit. So, but as of turn 12, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. For recruitment, you can see this. So, getting Harpy Scouts wherever we can, and picking up a Black Dryad with Centaur. So pretty good. We've got a large gold bank. That'll get spent down slowly over time. No reason to waste it right now. We're definitely going to need that later on mage recruitment. Okay. And Asphodel gold's a little bit of a limited resource too. So yeah, I'll go ahead and yeah, we're only at 22 minutes, so I'll see you in turn 13 as well. All right, so I've got turn 13 pulled up here. We cast our Carrion Fortress, so no, we're on 2 forts now, which is nice. We go ahead and attack Emmerich. So our lance bait. I think this guy still has his lance. I think he dies almost immediately. All right. So how do we do? We did not lose a Black Centaur this time. Let's see. We catch another Calum expansion. He's using Mammoths and Mercenaries. Pretty cool. Loses 2 Kalian Seraphs, though. I don't think I properly noticed that he lost 2 mages there. Otherwise, I might have considered that for a war. In Remire, also, we've got this pain in the ass province. So we're going to have a large number of imps about to fly in. Another thing is those imps are going to catch a lot of our lances, which is a little sad. We do have to watch out for Dragonfire. We have 5 resist on the bless, but that's not enough for the amount of Dragonfire. It's 15 armor piercing. Yeah, so I think it just did 17 damage to our Centaur. That one at least missed the Centaur. I'd rather it kill mannequins all day. More imps fly in. Maybe that guy retreated? If so, that's good. Alright. So it looks like we've carried it. Uh, and we didn't lose any sacreds. Perfect. Especially for a pretty tough province, would have been easy to lose some. Enchantment rituals are cheaper. I'm not sure if I noticed that. Nevertheless, we're saving up for our next fort, so I'm not sure if I would have spent it down anyways on that. Yeah, it might have been worth it. We maybe could have picked up some cheaper carrion centaurs. But that's not what we're about right now. We're thinking about getting like a fort system set up here. All right. And getting stuff templed. So we're building a temple there. Got some more stuff coming in. This is to take this throne here. And we find End, and we get a nap agreement with End. End wants the swamp. He can have the swamp. It cuts us off from having a bigger border with Shinyama. And if End wants to have that bigger border with Shinyama, that's fine. That's not especially problematic for me. We are getting another panic along with some more centaur. We're getting a couple of dried hags. They're a little bit better battle mages, but they're also better at site searching. And right now their job is going to be site searching. And then we're also getting some harpies. And yeah, so I think that's it for this turn. We're at about 26 minutes. So I think we'll take a quick summary. We're now at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, now at 19 provinces. I think that's pretty good for this. And we're gonna get one more at least. We might get a throne, so we'll be about 20 provinces. I think that's perfectly viable. In terms of Black Centaur numbers, we've got 46. Black Centaurs, we've got 10 Carrion Furies. I think that's enough to give a lot of people pause before they attack us. And unless it was like a big coalition like these three all attacking me. So yeah, we're going to focus on cleaning up this Indy province. Maybe getting this lake, because we have a pretty easy ability to pick up lakes. It's just Triton, so it's pretty easy. We didn't get to this, unfortunately. That would have been a good one for us to get. And we're thinking about Namor. In terms of our deployment, we've got kind of like a front line. We've got stuff. And we're going to go ahead and ping the deer tribe. Okay, so I think what we might do is we might roll through the throne and then come back for the deer tribe, or this group will come get the deer tribe. Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and see you in the next episode in turn 14. Have a good one. Bye.